Welcome to the demonstration. In this video, we will be seeing how we can use Azure serverless computing for validating tax forms. So before getting any further, I will first explain the design of this project and the one which we have developed here. So at a very high level, this is what we have done. So we have an unified global tax platform, what we call as a platform which has all the tax forms built into it. All the US tax forms built into it. It is built on it is on Azure. It's an Azure web app, and what it does is it calls the logic app, which is exposed over HTTPS. So the application in turn consumes the API, that is the Azure Logic Apps API, and the Logic app in itself has several different functions. So say for instance 1040 is a tax form, and we have all the rules, business rules with respect to 1040 being written into this function as a service in C# code. Same thing we have done for 990 and for 501R as well. And what this function do is, after validating the business rules, they will be updating the data into Azure SQL DB. The data from this Azure SQL DB will in turn be again exposed as an API through the Logic app, right? And it will be shown in the tax forms here. So we will get to the solution here. So what we have built is an web app. This web app is an Azure web app basically, and here if you see the drop down, you can see various tax forms here. For the demo purpose, we have picked up like 5 different tax forms here, and in this demo I will be showing you how we have developed it for 1040 and 990. So when I click 1040 here and click submit, what happens is it will launch the 1040 tax form, individual tax return form for an user. So if you can see here, the 1040 form has loaded here, and these are, so usually what happens in a real-time situation is an individual who has filed the tax for the previous year, certain amount of data will be carried over to the next year as well. So based on that logic, what we have done is we have pre-populated certain fields from previous tax year, like his first name, last name, and his SSN and his family details and the address, and there are certain details which were picked up from the previous tax year. So if you can see here, line number 17, which is the rental, here the business rule validation has failed, and the next one here would be the deductions part, which is again very high, and hence the validation has failed, which has been highlighted in red. So what we are going to do here is we are going to update these numbers in such a way that it passes through the validation, right? And I will show you how it is actually done. I'm just increasing or decreasing it to 9,700, and the deduction cannot be greater than the gross income. So I'm just making it as 23,000 or something, or 23,000, yeah, and click save button. So on click of save, what happens here is it goes and calls the logic apps, and the logic app would in turn call the function as a service with respect to 1040. And it will validate the business rules for the 1040 for this particular user, and it will save the data into database. So I click save button here, and I will take you to the Azure Logic Apps to show you what has happened in the background. So as soon as I did that, get to the resources folder here. Open the Logic app. We have built we are calling it as VAAS. What it means is validation as a service, and I will open the activity log or the overview here so that you can see the transaction which has come in the last like it is 9:46 p.m. here, it is 9:45. This is the transaction which came in the last 1 minute. So this is what has been triggered through the save button. Click on that application. So getting back to this application's logic app, I will show you what has happened when the save button was clicked, right? So what has happened here is, in the data from the tax form, that is the 1040 tax form, is sent as JSON object, and as soon as the logic app receives an HTTP request, right? Based on the conditions here, right? Based on the conditions here, it was a 1040 submit. So based on this condition, it would have come in here and it would have called this function, which is a 1040 submit, right? And if you want to look at the code, I'll quickly show you what is written inside it, so that you get an idea of how this actually works. Back. So form 990, this is a function, and this is basically the function app, and internally it has multiple functions in it. And so this is the C# code which has been written. Or what we have done is the incoming JSON object to the logic app has been sent as an input parameter here, and based on it we are doing some basic validations, and just validations in the sense checking for null condition here, and saving the data into here through stored frog. So what happens is it goes and calls and procedure called form 990 form 1040 submit filing. And if you look at the logic of this form 1040 submit filing, it has the entire business logic written over here, which does some validation against rules, and it inserts the data into another table, which is called as the 990 1040 filing, and there is another table called BR validation summary, which will obviously have all the validation, whether it is failed for a particular user, for a particular form, and for a particular field. So for instance, there were two fields, rent and itemized reduction. The validation for that particular field based on the incoming data and the previous year data would be calculated, and it will be stored in that particular table. So towards the end, what happens here is after this function has got executed, we'll get back to the dashboard. One other thing which I forgot to show you to start with is this dashboard. In this dashboard is the place where you will see all the tags here, right? 2018, 17, 16, and 15, 14. So these are the individual tags here. And so for 2018, the validation initially was set to failed, and now it has been set to success because the data is good. But what I will do here is, for the sake of demo purpose, I will show you a negative scenario as well. So click on the view button here. So you get redirected back to the form, and I will change it to a higher number so that the validation would fail, and I will show you what happens in the background, and that is through the logic app function and to the database as such. So this data, right? Obviously the itemized reduction cannot be greater than the gross income, which obviously here it has been made greater than the gross income. So when I click save button, right, it would have called the logic app, and obviously it would have called the function, and based on the data the validations would have occurred, and form 1040 filing is the place where the data gets saved. And if we come here, and as you can see, this is the data which I saved just now, right? And see 97007879 and 2307878. Yeah, it will be towards rent. Where is rent? Yeah, the rent and the itemized reduction. So we have to look for these two columns here, right? And if you look at here, 7878 itemized reduction, right? And the rent, yeah, sorry, the rent is yeah, rent is here 970 something, and if you see the itemized reduction, it is 23007878. 123007878, it has been saved into the database. And after saving into this particular table, the procedure checks the validation and it inserts the record into the BR validation summary, saying whether the tax form validation for that particular thing has failed or passed. If it has failed, it will be 0. If it has passed, it will be 1. So say for instance, in this case, BR validation, it has failed, so it has been set to 0 and 0. As you can see, it is just this is in a different time zone, but this is what has happened in the last 2 minutes. So the BR validation has failed. In item ID 2626, go back to the 1040 filing table, and sorry, I think I have selected the wrong record here. Yeah, so what has happened here is the data has been saved successfully, right? And it has what it has done is the validation has failed. So I'll show you in the front end on what has happened here. So the validation has failed, meaning in the dashboard you would see it highlighted in red. So the validation has failed. So this is what has happened here. The validation has failed and it is saved here. So in this case, what we have done is we have used serverless computing for this purpose, right? And because, as you know, these tax forms will be used only thrice and 2 or 3 times, right? And by an individual. So what happens is, instead of having the infrastructure, that is the servers, to be running all throughout the year, this logic and this Azure serverless computing gives us the thing that we can have this things invoked only when there is a need for it during the busy tax season. So similarly, we have done another use case, that is for another tax form. I'll get back to the main form and I'll show you what we have done for 990. This is another tax form for tax exempt organizations, and I click submit. I'll directly take you to the entity dashboard here. So what happens here is, so these are all the tax forms. So whatever you're seeing in the left navigation are all the tax forms. So for this particular part 3, the validation has failed, and I click on view button here, and you would see that the data would be showing as red because the validation has failed. You're seeing the validation has failed and it is showing as 1. So you have to enter something like thing. So this should pass the validation. And similarly, the logic app would have got called, and the function for that particular 990 insert operation would have got called, and all those operations which would have happened for 1040, similarly the 990 thing would have also happened, and it would have saved the record into the BR validation summary for 990. Say for these 2 records, the one which I saved, the validation has passed, and that's why you're seeing 1 1. So what should happen is in the dashboard, entity dashboard, instead of you seeing a message as red that is failed, you should see it as green now, which obviously you're doing here, which you are seeing here. And when I click on view, get back to the form, and the data in itself is also retrieved using logic apps. So each time when I load the page on document load, we are calling the logic app, and as you can see, the data has been successfully saved, and since it passed validation, it has come in as true, and it is highlighted in green here. So this covers the entire flow on what we have done using logic apps, and in future we have the idea of integrating this with HRMS for the for the 1040 filings related data, and for the 990 hospital management, all the data related to insurance will be coming in from HIPAA. We can easily integrate